just want to come on and do a little craft tutorial today. I did this with my ladies at my class other week there and they liked it, but they asked if I would do a video on it so they could look back and follow it step by step when they get home. So I've seen it on the various other videos and I liked the style of the card, so I thought I'd give it a bash. So they've called it a pinwheel card. So this is the one I did to show the ladies in the class. So as you can see, it has the pinwheel shape, and I've decorated mine's with a lady on it and had the happy birthday, and I put a hat and shoes in a bag. So like always, I look at some of the other people's tutorials, and the person I seen who did this was actually Jan B from Stamping Up on her YouTube. So I've went and adapted it so it's more friendlier for me, because I don't do a whole load of measuring. I use a blue scoring board whenever I do any of the cards that we do. So I'll just crack on and show you. I've done a wee bit of prepping so that the video isn't too long, but you still will be able to do a step by step if you want to. Okay, so I'll just pop this to the side just now, and I'll bring in all the elements that we need to make the actual base card. So first of all, what you need is a piece of card this size, and you want to score it at 1 inches, so 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch and 4 inch, and leave a wee bit at the end. And I did this on my blue scoring board because I know that this line here, which says box 2, is actually 1 inch. So I did the 1 inch, and then you can fold it up. Or what you can do, if it makes life easy for you, take a ruler and mark 1, 2, 3 and 4 at the top and at the bottom. And then I took it to the board and I scored it through the marked score lines so I can get my scores for folding. This card is actually 6 inches tall, so when it's made up and flat, it will actually fit nice and neatly into a 6 by 6 envelope, which is standard size in the UK. So I've done my scoring, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my folding up. So I'm going to fold along all these score lines like so, and then that will attach on the little smaller strip like that. So instead of you watching me putting all the tape on, I've already pre-done that. All I need to do is just fold it up. Okay, so I'm just folding it into situ like so. A little top tip with you when you're using double-sided tape: use a burnisher as a bone folder and push over onto your score lines when you have folded them up. Now you can see I've got loads of double-sided sticky tape on this one, and I've prepped this one to save you watching me put all these tapes on. So just imagine that these other tapes are not here, just that one tape. You're going to take the tape adhesive off, you're going to lay that flat, and then you take this one and just fold it over, and that will then catch it. And now you have got the middle of your pinwheel card ready to go. Okay, so put that aside just now. So next what you want to do is you need to cut 4 panels. Okay, so 4 panels, all the same size and all the same height, and these are roughly about 3 inches. So I've used my board and I've scored it at the line 4 down to get the sizes that I require, and then I just cut them on my cutter. Okay, you then want to cut some backing for going on, some fancy papers for going on top to cover for your pinwheel card. So I've already started my ones, so I've done 3, 1, 2, 3, and I've just got my 4th one to do. So I'm using some glue, but you can use glue, you can use double-sided tape, You can use snail tape, whatever you prefer to use, you can use that, as long as it's going to stick and not come off. Okay, so I'm going to pop that onto there, centralising it in the middle. If you're using glue, it's a wee bit more forgiving. If it doesn't go on straight, you can actually tweak it a wee bit to make it straight. Okay, so I've got my 4 panels now that I've actually put some pretty paper onto. So I'm going to bring the middle of my pinwheel back, and as you can see, I've put 2 rows of double-sided tape down each of the little panels all the way round. Now, what I will say to you is you needed to keep it going in the same direction. So when you've got it facing you, you've got 2, you're going to stick it to the top one. So if you're a wee bit unsure, what I do is I pop my tape back like so, and this gives me a wee bit of a wiggle room. So I'm taking my first panel, and the first panel, the corner goes to the edge. So up to the edge here, like so, and make sure it's married up and you're happy that it's on the edge, and then you can push it down, pull your tape out, and pull your tape out here. Now that's one panel on. Okay, so it's sitting like this. So what you're going to do is then just roll it over, flatten it, and you're going to release the tape on this side of the panel. So just remember, when you're piecing it together, that your next one, you see the white or whatever colour it is on the back is there, and then the next one you pop again up to the corner and down to the bottom like so, and then you flip it over. So it's like a rolling motion. Okay, just bear in mind that you're not doing that. You must always see a bit of the card there, and then lay that on there like so, press it down and roll it over once more. So this is the last one, because this is a 4 panel pinwheel. You can do more, you can do 6, 5, 6, whatever you want, depending on how many scores you do on your middle. So that's the basis of your card. Okay, so you've got the white panels, you've got a pattern, white, all the way around. So for the plain ones, I've cut little panels, and this is it's like a corduroy card stock, and that's going to fit on there because I'm keeping the theme of the teal. So I should have tape on the back of this, but I've not, so I'll just quickly do it while we're watching. So just 2 rows of tape would do fine, and this is finger lifting tape, so it shouldn't take me long to do this. And what I like about this, I put this on first so that my next piece that I put on the side there, I can marry them up, top and the bottom, so it's in line. Okay, so I've cut them all the same length, and I've just trimmed them off slightly around the edges so that it shows a white border. It is quite a narrow card to decorate, so it really doesn't need an awful lot of decoration on it to bring it to life, but you can have different themes. I thought it lent itself really nice with the lady that I had, the die cut that I'm going to use. So, but that's up to you because you've got your own things at home, and you could also put panels up that has been embossed with an embossing folder, which would be very nice to take away the plainness on that panel. Now if that happens, that's because I didn't burnish down my edges. So if you've got trouble with double-sided tape lifting it, make sure that you always burnish down the edges, and you should run into no problems with trying to release the tape. Okay. people sometimes say to me who come to my classes that, oh, me and double-sided tape don't get on. And then I watch them and I realise that they're not burnishing the edges, or they're taking the tape right off the edge and they're trying to take the backing off, and really that just doesn't work. So just burnish it over with your tools. Make sure that your tape's actually sticking right down on the ends. Right, so now that's that. So I have got my panels all in place, all in situ. So now it's time to decorate. Okay, so I'll just leave that to the side just now. So I have cut 4 oval panels like this, and they're narrow panels. That's the die I use, but it's very narrow because actually it fits really nice on these panels here. So take a look at your stash and see what you've got. You might have something that's suitable for the job entailed. So I'm going to stick these now on each of the panels that have got the polka dots on them. Okay, so just using my glue in my little bottle, because you don't need very much to hold it. So I'm just going to put all the glue on each of the panels for quickness. So I'm just going round the edges and then a little bit in the middle, like so. Right, a wee bit more on there. And then I'm laying this flat so I can see. And then I'm just positioning it in the middle. Just I'm looking at the top and the sides to make sure that it's sitting in the middle, turning it over. And when you've done one, you can actually see the other one that you've just done, and you can follow suit on each of the panels, putting them on. Okay, and last one, like so. Right, so you take a look at your panels and you find out which one is going to be your main one, the front of it. So I'm going to choose this one. And what I've done is I've cut out a sentiment from silver card, because I always think silver and teal go really nice because it's a sort of cool colour. But what I do when I cut out my sentiments, I always stick a piece of double-sided sticky pad or sheet on the back. I have a roll, and just like this. It's quite a big roll, and I just cover the backs of my card that I want to cut sentiments out of. I always find that it's easier to handle when it's got the sticky tape on the back, and all you do is you just peel it off the back and it should leave a residue on the back of your... Right, okay, there we go. So that's got to go on to there, like so. And this is going to come off the back of here, like so. Now this is just taking the whole lot of the residue of the sticky off the back for some reason, so I'll fix that later. Right, so next, what I've got next is a lady die. This is I think it's a tattered lace one, I'm not sure. So I've cut this out twice because I want to paper piece. I want to take the dress and the hat and the shoes and put it onto this one here. So a wee bit of fussy cutting. So first of all, I'm just going to cut her legs off, and I'm going to cut her top off, and I'm just going to go round the edges and cut the hat. Okay, and then I'm going to paper piece this together. So just a wee bit glue onto the hat. And you may need some tweezers, especially if you're working with small stuff. Pick that up and then paper piece that over onto there. Okay, and then same with the dress. The dress, for me, you could leave it like so, but for me it looks like it's got, she's got some high long gloves on. So I'm going to cut a wee bit of the arm away where the dress finishes and the gloves start. I'm just going to cut that bit away because I feel like I want to see a wee bit of her arm being exposed, like so. Okay, now I haven't popped all the bits out round about here because I want to keep it in. I want it to be more of a solid block, but you still have the beautiful the design that's actually on it, but you can pop all these little bits out because they are die cut, but I just want to keep them in because I want the dress to be more solid looking. Okay, like so, and then I'm just going to stick that onto the top of this one. Okay, so this is a wee bit of what I call paper piecing. So we're paper piecing the dress and the hat back on and the shoes. Okay, so just like so. So the shoes are tiny, so you just need to be careful how you cut them. So just follow the lines. Some of them have got little marks where you can actually cut them out. So I'm going to cut them out in 2 pieces. 2 pieces, I'm going to cut them out. Okay, you just have to be careful because if it falls on any of your other wee bits that you've taken out, it sometimes can be quite hard to distinguish what is what. So just, I'm just going to actually put the glue on the actual lady here and lifting up that little shoe, the back of the shoe, popping that down there like so. Now you can see that I've left a wee bit in, so I'm just going to bend that back shoe back like so and just cut that wee bit away. Perfect. And then this one here is actually the front of the shoe and the shoe behind popping out at the side. So like so, and popping that on there, putting it into situ. And then I'm going to just poke out that middle piece with the leg. So that's the lady paper pieced, like so. But I just need to put a wee bit of colour on her face and her arms and her legs. So I have a sort of fleshy colour, very, very pale, but it will do for her. Right, so just on the arms and on her legs, just to give her a wee bit of a colour. I did cut her out in cream rather than pure white, so I thought that looked a wee bit stark. So just popping some of this very, very pale colour onto her, like so. And I'm just going to give her a bit of brown hair, because the hair that's tucked in underneath the hat, she's got a wee bun here going on. Just popping that on there, and that's her finished. Okay, so that's a bit different now that she's had been paper pieced and she looks more realistic. Okay, so I'm going to pop her onto here now. Now I'm keeping everything on here flat because of the dimension it already has. If you bump everything up with double-sided sticky pads, I think you will struggle at popping it into a 6x6 envelope, but I've tried and tested it and it does work. It does fit into a 6x6 envelope, which is fine for postage and what have you for the sizing. Right, so taking that, I'm going to pop her in now. I know she's taller than the actual oval, but I quite like it. It looks like that she's actually stepping out of the oval, which is really nice. So just give that a chance to adhere. Okay, then what I did next, I have another sort of lady dies. I have a hat and a bag and a shoe. So I've cut a pair of shoes, a hat and the bag. Okay, again you can pop all these out here and here, but I just want to leave it because I'm actually going to put a little bit of rhinestones on the actual pieces. Okay, so I've got these lovely sort of Ouroboros Alice rhinestones, so I'm just going to decorate them up. So they're self-adhesive, which is great. You just need to pop them where you want them to go, and this will help to give a wee bit of a bling to your die cuts. Okay, and then all we need to do now is pop these on each of the panels that you want them to go onto. So this comes out here, and I don't know where these dies came from. I've had them for quite a wee while now, so I can't really tell you where I got them from. And the lady one, I know she's a tattered lace one, and again I got that from a friend. It was either a friend that gave me or it was on a magazine, can't remember. So there goes there, and then I'm going to put the hat next. Again, just putting it on with some glue, keeping it flat, like so. And the shoes, I've cut 2 shoes because they're a pair. I don't know why once you buy dies when you've got shoes in them that they don't actually give you 2 dies for the shoes so you can run them through it all at the same time. You have to run through the die twice to make 2 shoes, but it looks a bit silly with just 1 shoe, I think. So I've cut 2 shoes so that I can put one up and one down, and I'm just going to put a wee bit of a bling on the bottom as if it's at the bottom of the shoe, like so, and like so. It's got a wee bit of bling detail on it. So these panels here, what you could do with them, you could actually decorate them with your peel-offs if you wanted to. You know, you could run things down, or you could use some matching rhinestones if you wanted to just sort of bling it up a wee bit like that. Maybe not having it running down the middle, just to give it a wee bit of bling for the lady's card. That's up to you. You've got your own artistic license when it comes to the side panels. I think they would look good if they were decorative. Even if you had another die cut that you could cut that's a panel or something like that and run it down and put on. But that's the Pinwheel card. So that's my first one. And that's the second one. I think what I'll do is I'll put a wee gem round her neck. Just a wee one, just to make it look like if she's got a wee necklace on in there. So I think that just highlights it a wee bit. And a wee one on the side of her dress, just there. So where the bow is, put that happy birthday back on. And that's the 2. So I hope you enjoy making these as much as I did, and I know that my ladies who came along to my class a couple of weeks ago, they enjoyed doing them too, and it would be really nice to see you all having a try and posting. I do have a Facebook page if you want to join my Facebook page. It's Jacqueline Moffat at CraftyJacques, and post up your makes for everybody to see. That would be really nice. Other than that, you know, the ladies who are in my WhatsApp group, it would be nice to see what you have made. Okay, until next time, take care. Bye just now.